And I'll start by opening up the records, and you'll know there's a piece of this that I read to myself, so you'll know the records are open when I get to the part that says the records are now open, okay? And so we do acknowledge the forces of light, asking for guidance, direction, and courage to know the truth as it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to us. O Holy Spirit of God, protect me from all forms of self-centeredness and direct my attention to the work at hand. Help me to know Katie in the light of the Akashic records, to see Katie through the eyes of the Lords of the records, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion the masters, teachers, and loved ones of Katie have for her. Okay, the records are now open. Masters, teachers, and loved ones of Katie, can you help us to understand? Katie is feeling very lost, like there are lots of things going on that have impacted her lately, and there are circumstances that she can't control. Can you help her to know more information about this or what she can do to support herself now? First of all, we want you to know that you are loved. You divinely designed this moment for yourself. Do not fret. The feeling of being lost is more around you finding your center than it is around you being lost. You truly are not lost in this moment. You designed this for yourself to give you an opportunity to go inward, to gain strength for yourself, to gain sovereignty for yourself. You are being asked in this moment to change the way that you show up, to claim your power that is divinely yours, and to share your gifts in a new way and in a new light. We know it's hard. We know that it is uncomfortable. And we ask that you continue to dive deep and go inward in this time. It feels like they are wanting you to, I'm getting a picture of like you doing a whole lot of journaling, coloring. It feels like there's a birthing that's happening for you right now. So you've been asked to kind of go into this hermit space for a while, and it's felt really uncomfortable is the word that keeps coming to mind. And the uncomfortable is more around shedding a whole bunch of ways that you've been so that you can step into this new way of being. And you really are, you're being called to step into your power. And I don't know, tell me if this makes sense. It feels like you've been giving your power away. I mean, you talked about that just a little bit. But you've spent a lot of this lifetime giving your power away to others, and you're really being called to connect with higher self, connect with your source consciousness, and really take ownership of this power. And some of the stuff that's leaving right now is leaving because it's not serving you anymore. In the same ways that it has in the past. And it's going to start showing up. You are going to be taken care of, but things are going to start showing up differently for you. I feel like, have you been thinking of like changing career path or anything like that, or expanding your business in different ways?
I've been considering adding something to my business that would kind of take it in a slightly different direction.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah.
And you're kind of going, it feels like you're going a little bit back and forth on it of like,
Well, um, I'm still investigating this thing that I'm
okay,
thinking
yeah,
about like investing in, and it's not an insignificant investment.
yeah, okay.
So there's some fear there and some trepidation.
Yeah. So as you're speaking of that, the sense I'm getting is that you're really being supported right now. And that, like, it feels like that will be almost this, like you're doubling down on you owning your power and owning your strength and who you are meant to be in this next phase of life for yourself. And that you would be supported if that's what you chose to do. Um, Yeah, you'd be so supported, Katie. Um, I mean, feel into it, and if it doesn't resonate for you, then don't follow this path. But it feels very like supported. It feels like stepping into this would really would open up. Like it will open up your heart center in a way, and also your solar plexus. Like the two of them together, it would light the two of them up, taking in your power and also giving and having like this self love that translates into love for others that will come through this kind of business venture that you're thinking of, that you're contemplating. And they just want you to know you're supported in it if that's what you choose. And they also, like, you're at this point where you can choose, like, there's a timeline choice that you can make at this point. And things are free enough for you that you can really choose what timeline you're going to move forward on and what way you want to go. And if you choose this one, you'll fully be supported in it. Um, what else does Katie need to know around her business, around this new business venture or new opportunity in business? Um, they're saying that you'll be safe, you'll be secure. I keep getting like this idea of there's concern around relationship around this as well, like maybe relationship with others or something. And they want you to know that there's safety all the way around with this if that's the way you choose to go, and it's okay.
Yeah, that's safety and security is a huge trigger for me.
Yeah.
Like, just, I grew up very hand to mouth, like
Mm-hmm.
poverty. And so that's, yeah, I don't, I don't do well when I don't feel safe.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
so, and yeah, um, so making an investment in this would be kind of
Mm-hmm.
taking a leap, but there were a lot of synchronicities that happened that kind of led me down this path to find this thing that
Yeah,
I'm considering. So
yeah,
yeah, I'm trying not to overthink things and project a lot of fear and, um,
good.
you know, worry
Mm-hmm.
out there.
Yeah. It feels like this is really an opportunity. Like if you step into this, it will be an opportunity for you to really release and let go of a lot of that fear and kind of scarcity that you've had historically, and that safety piece. So there's a piece to this. I see it like unlocking, like there's this lock that you've had, and like this whole, like a treasure chest that has just been stuffed full, and this, like all of these padlocks and chains around it, and giving yourself the opportunity to do this will help unlock all of that, and will provide the opportunity for the chains to come off so that you can lift the lid yourself and really open up to abundance and safety, and knowing for you that you will be safe um, in a way that you haven't before. And it feels like, and I'm going to say this again because it came up before, but it feels like this is related to like safety and relationship. It's related to safety in the way that you interact with others. It's not just like food and how, you know, clothing and housing, and it's not just related to that. It's related to relationship, and there's a connection to that in here that will support you in relationships moving forward, feeling more safe, more secure, and showing up in them in a way that allows you to be powerful in relationships and in business. Let's see. Is there anything else around this that Katie needs to know? Just they're smiling. Just so much love. So much love is being sent to you, and so much like support. I feel like your guides are around you so much, and really just kind of holding you and supporting you along in this process. And they're saying, we know it hasn't been easy, and we're here for you. And just like this, knowing that you are held and safe. And then on a personal level, masters, teachers, and loved ones, Katie is wanting to know what kinds of changes are coming for her. She's had many and is feeling kind of a need for some stability and joy in life. Can you give us information around that? So I hear, so two things are coming up. First is this, so relationship, again, like I was saying before, but like there's a relationship coming for you, like a pretty close tied, connected relationship for you that is going to be able to reflect back to you something different than what you've had before. It will be supportive in a way that you haven't had before, and will also well, like I'm seeing this like really solid, strong, like a really solid, strong human who will be able to show up for you and be kind of this calm in the storm that you have been feeling, and not that he, it feels like a he, but not that he's creating that calm for you, but he is like a you know, like a tree in a wind, and you can like feel some safety and security around that tree, like it's ground into the earth really far and stable and solid, and you know that you can be stable and solid if you just reach out and look and touch, and not that you are not sovereign in your own self, but that this helps create some of that stability for you. I'm also feeling lots of energy around like friendships and sisterhood. I'm hearing like divine sisterhood coming up for you. Or have you, it feels like there's been, have things in like friendships and relationships, like maybe they've gotten really quiet for you lately. Have you been feeling that?
Well, yes, ever since March when everything got totally bizarre, because I'm a very social person and, you know, going out, meeting people, going to networking things, and like everything's kind of gotten weird. And I
Yeah.
have intentionally reached out to like individual friends, which has been fine, but I'm definitely missing that kind of like community of just, you know, like events in the park where you ride your bike down there and there's hundreds of people and nobody's being a psycho with
Yeah.
their costume on. I'm over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so over this psyops that we're all being subjected to,
Yes.
angry about it. I've alienated
Mm-hmm.
friends and family because I'm sorry, I can see right through it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about a virus.
Yeah.
It's about much more. And I know enough about health to know everything they've told us to do is counterproductive to actual good health. So I'm like really bitter, and it's
Yes.
become it's become very political, and so that's like alienated a whole bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also not the person who's to use a certain phrase that might resonate with you. I'm not going to bow my head and say yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
So
Exactly. Yes.
so yeah, I've lost some friendships. A lot of people in my family don't really talk to me anymore unless it's just like surface stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm feeling kind of
It's
like this void.
mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's there's so many people right now that are kind of feeling this void who this has really polarized for lots of people. And it has been kind of this shedding, you know, for so many people, we have all been kind of shedding and releasing what we thought served us, but really wasn't serving us being able to move forward in what it was that we wanted. And yeah, it's been tough for a lot of people. But what I'm getting for you, Katie, is that like there are new relationships showing that are going to be showing up for you, and it's okay to open up to those. It's okay to allow those to seek them out, like almost like you haven't been seeking out relationship. It sounds like you have a little bit, but there's like soul family is going to start coming in for you, and it will alter the way that you connect with people. So there will always be that outgoing, gregarious, really social person, but you're going to start connecting with people on really this soul level that maybe you've been missing for a while. And so soul family is going to start coming in, and it's okay for you to start searching for that now. And I keep getting like now is the time to do that, and now is um, yeah, like it's okay to do that. So continue reaching out to those people who you feel in alignment with, and also know that there are other people that are coming. um, like, and it's interesting 'cause what I keep getting is like start reaching out, even if you find connection like through different Facebook groups of different people that feel in alignment with you. There's this, so this keeps coming up, so I'm going to say it, but like really connecting with maybe some of the other people in the group in Therapy with a Cherry. Um, there are people that are aligned in that group with where you are now and what you're seeking, and it feels like there's soul family in there. And so just connecting through that as well. And if there are people in there that resonate for you, reaching out to them because they're waiting for you, just like you're waiting for them. And this is happening for you like in lots of groups, it feels like. like I see you in a group with like sitting down in like a sacred sisterhood circle with lots of other women connecting, talking about experiences, but also talking about what lights you up, what fills you with joy, talking about um, like the etheric and the unknown and what we already know is here within us, and the quantum and all of those kinds of things. There's a sacred sisterhood around that for you, and so start seeking that out. And it feels like it's coming really soon for you. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it was in November you were like at some group and looking around going, oh, this is it, or this is what, you know, we were talking about. So be open to invitations. I keep hearing like the sisterhood of the rose. Um, there's a connection. There's a lot of women that are being connected to the sisterhood of the rose right now. And it feels like that might be an alignment for you as well. What else does Katie need to know about personal level, and how she can stabilize and not feel so burnt out from all the changes that have been happening? So I'm getting that you're holding on to the way things were. Like so you've switched timelines, right? So you're on this new timeline, but there's a piece of you that keeps like wrapping your arms around this old way that you were because it's familiar. And it's time for you to just release that and recognize that that no longer serves you and that is not you anymore in this moment. And to let that go. Like there's a piece of you holding on to, I'm burnt out. It's holding that in your being instead of stepping forward into, I am joy, I am peace, I am love. And so really starting to let go of some of that connection that you have to, I'm tired, to, I don't know how much longer I can do this, to frustration and anger, and stepping more into joy and love and looking for those moments of joy and love. Like all of that stuff that's not joy, love, peace is an old lifeline of yours, and it's ready to go. And what I see you doing is like writing a letter to yourself, releasing that, burning it, letting it go, and honoring the person who you were in that moment, that in all of those moments where you have taken on everybody's stuff, taken on all of this like real heavy stuff, like energetically, you take on everybody's shit from, you know, every way coming at you, and you're holding on to it like it's yours, and it's not really yours to own anymore. They're wanting you to really release it and let it go, recognize that it's not yours. And truly what's yours in this moment is joy, peace, love, safety, security. You really, truly are in that timeline. But there is so much, like you're taking on so much energy from everybody else who isn't in this joy, peace, and love timeline that it feels like it's yours. So start piecing out, say goodbye to that old self who feels burnt out, who feels like, you know, can't do one more thing, who takes everybody's stuff on. Say goodbye to that, and then also start really getting clear on what's yours and what is other people's. There is, I'm trying to think of how to explain it. How can I explain this to Katie? So there's a surface level of tiredness that's happening for you. And you can, if you feel into it and you ask it, is this mine? It will tell you whether or not it's yours. So anytime you're starting to feel like the surface level tired, or like you just can't do one more thing, kind of all of those feelings of being burnt out, start asking yourself, is this mine? Is this somebody else's? Even if you can muscle test it, and getting really clear on what's yours and what's other people's, and start letting that go. Like, start thinking as you stand up of a drain in the bottom of your feet, and open the drain and let all of that energy go through and out of you, back into the earth. Let the earth transmute it, because it's not yours to own. Does that resonate for you at all?
Yeah, I tend to be the fixer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fairly aware of, like, but I'm sure I do it unaware as well.
Yeah.
Taking on, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm number 2 of 10 children.
Oh yeah.
I've been taking on other people's crap since I was a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm pretty used to it.
Mm-hmm. And for you, it feels normal, so it doesn't feel like this isn't mine, right? It's
Yeah.
just like, oh, this is just the next thing you do.
It's kind of like when I went to my dentist, he's like, oh my God, your jaw is so tight. And I'm like, it's the only one I've ever had. I have no reference point for understanding that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah, start getting really clear on what's yours and what's not yours. Like muscle testing, every time it shows up, every time like these energies that feel really low and heavy show up, start asking if they're yours or if they are somebody else's, and start clearing that energy, because it will help release and allow for more movement into this space of sisterhood, into this workspace that you're looking into. It's not, yeah. And like I see you saying goodbye to that part of yourself who has always been there for you. Like, she's got her armor on and is like, hey, I'm just going to armor up, and I'm just going to do all the things, and I'm going to take care of everybody and just do the next thing that shows up in front of me. And they really want you to like take your armor off. Step into being, and being present, and being in your body. It feels like maybe you haven't really been in your body a lot, so you're just doing the next thing. So really focus on breathing deep, breathing into your heart center and your solar plexus, and really asking all parts of your soul to be returned to you in this moment, and really asking for your higher self to return into this body in this moment, in this timeline. And get into your body, because it feels like you're not in your body. And when you're not in your body, you are faster at taking on other people's stuff, and faster at feeling like it's yours and yours to own. And then you just kind of sit in this space of, this doesn't feel good, and this is me, instead of recognizing that it's not you. It is all of this other energy that you've just taken on, because you are such an energetic being. And what I'm getting is, like, if you can start including it in your daily practice, like that clearing, that muscle testing, if that energy, I'm sure you've done some muscle testing before.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So start really like all day, every day, muscle testing. Am I here? Is this mine? Is this somebody else's? And clearing it when it's not yours, giving it back to whoever it belongs to if it's not yours, and then letting it flow through your body if it is yours so that you can process it. And it will help you really become sovereign. That's what I keep hearing. Sovereign. And that sovereignty will bring forth more joy for you. Like, I feel like there's so much opening up for you, Katie. It's just getting to this place of recognizing, oh, I don't have to own this stuff. Like, none of this is mine. None of it. And being able to just get present with you. All of these extra things and extra people have kind of sloughed off and have gone away, that have been really getting in the way of you experiencing joy. And this is just the next layer of that, right? Is other people's stuff comes into your purview. And a lot of times it can happen through like going to the grocery store, going outside, especially right now, because there's so much fear and all of that sort of stuff. And so just really, getting clear on what's yours and giving it right back and saying, no, not mine to own, not mine to own. You get to own your own shit, people, don't take their stuff on anymore. Masters, teachers, and loved ones. Katie is also wanting to know what to do. She doesn't really have a lot of demands, and not good at showing up for herself because she's taken on everybody else's stuff for so long. How does she move into this space of sovereignty and move into being connected to self and taking care of herself? So quit momming, everybody. Feels like, I mean, you've said this too, but I see like this interaction. You've got, do you have a son living at home with you, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And you are like totally doing the mom thing with him. And they're saying, step back from that. Like, you don't have to do that anymore. He's fine. See yourself no longer as the mom of everyone around you, and see yourself as Katie. And start feeling into what it means to be Katie. Again, it's like you're at this creation space for yourself. You've been doing a lot of sloughing off, and old ways of being keep showing up because it's what you know, and you haven't really gotten clear on who you want to be and who you're going to be. And so if you can sit down and in your meditation practices and your journaling and any of those kinds of things and really start getting clear on who is Katie today, who is Katie in 5 years, and what does Katie need to do today to become Katie in 5 years? Like, really start dreaming big for yourself. Stop coming from a space of how do I just get by for today, and really get clear on what do I want for myself? What does that look like? What am I gonna be? What am I gonna wear? Who are the people that are gonna be around me? Where am I gonna be living? What am I gonna be driving for a vehicle? What kinds of things am I gonna be doing? All of those kinds of things, like you've never dreamed for yourself, is what I keep feeling. And it's time for you to start dreaming and create the vision that you've always wanted. Like when you were a little girl and had all of these visions of who you wanted to be when you grow up, you're being asked to do that again for yourself in this moment, and start envisioning really clearly what that looks like. Like, create a vision board for yourself. that has all of those things, and it can be mundane things and it can be really big things. Travel, I don't know. Yeah, travel seems like it might be something that you would want on there. Um, hmm. Arts and crafts. Like, have you ever, I don't know that you've ever given yourself opportunity to do arts and crafts and creative stuff. And
I mean, I have not
have you? Okay.
not in the past like 10 years, but
Yeah.
I am kind of artsy.
Okay. Bring it back. It all's wanting to come back. Like the traveling, like I really see this boho kind of traveling, artsy, craftsy, like getting into that creative space that fills your bucket internally and really allows you to connect with self. um, and really dream big for yourself. Like you've completely turned off who you are and who you want to be, and it's time to like turn that back on.
Yeah.
Like light it up,
I've
sister.
had a long decade of stress, like
Yeah.
with a lot of other people attached.
Mhm.
In
Yeah.
like the lifeboat. Yeah.
Yes. And you've been the only one scooping the water out of the lifeboat.
Uh, Not the only one, but like we're all tired.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
boat just like needs to get ashore and everybody needs to like get out of survival mode. I feel like I've been in survival mode for a long time.
Have you?
Mhm.
Yeah. You're really being asked to step out of it and to know that it's okay now. You
Yeah.
really are
I
okay to
mean,
step.
I've really been focusing on like resting and letting myself sleep more and like not listening to that voice in my head that's like, you should be doing something.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I've been like, especially this summer, just really like trying to rest, not worry, but I don't feel like I'm moving yet toward whatever that is.
Hmm. So start dreaming of what the toward is, what you're moving toward,
Mhm.
incorporating that rest, incorporating that self care along with it. Um, because the two of those are really going to be a dynamic force for you moving forward. It feels like you're going to be painting your own future, and there's a whole bunch of sun in that future, and and as you get more creative, as you allow creativity, as you allow the dreaming, as you take care of yourself, it's all going to kind of come into fruition, and you're going to all of a sudden feel like, oh, okay, I can do this, right? And you can allow yourself to do it. Hmm. Do you have other questions right now? Anything else that's coming up for you?
Mm, no, we covered a lot.
Okay. Masters, teachers, and loved ones, is there anything else that you want Katie to know right now that can support her as she moves forward, releasing all of this old energy? Do you have a yoga practice? Have you ever
Uh,
practiced?
Sorta.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay. Uh, so yoga totally just came up. Um,
I do have
so
a yoga mat.
you have a yoga. Okay, get your yoga mat. Turn on YouTube, start doing some yoga for yourself every day, set aside some time. Like there's a releasing, it feels like through yoga, there's some energy that's stuck, I want to say like in your hips. Um, and through the yoga, you'll be able to release some of that stuck energy that's sitting there. And that's going to go well towards that safety and security piece as well. And it feels like it's just old, dead energy, really, from an old way of being that just needs to be released. And so if you can start a real get on your mat grounded practice of yoga, it will help release and move some of that energy out of your body to support you in your creativity and in your career path and in all of these things that you are wanting to do for yourself. or movement of some kind. But yeah, yoga is the thing that I keep hearing over and over.
Mm.
So if that feels resonant for you.
I always feel good when I do it.
Okay. Yeah. Like 3 or 4 times a week, if you can give yourself time to do that right now.
Oh, I have tons of time.
Okay. Do it.
That's that's the other thing. It's like I have all this time and I'm like, I'm one of those people like the more I have to do, the more I get done.
Yep.
But that's other people making demands on me. So when it's like I don't have a whole lot of clients, it takes me like all day to like have my coffee.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
So
but I'm thinking a lot. Like I'm always mulling and I'm like gathering
mhm,
information.
that's not bad either.
Now I just fighting that my mom's puritanical voice in my head. Like you need to do something.
We all have those mom issues.
Which I've realized was my mom just projecting her own anxiety over having 10 children onto us, making us obsessively clean the house for
Mhm.
her sake.
Yes. Yes.
It's okay.
Breathe it in, breathe it out, and say, Mom, I'm
I'm
doing
really good at cleaning. I was trained well.
yes. I was very good at cleaning for a very long time as well. And lately, not so much. But yeah,
But you know how to when you need to.
yep, I do. I do very much so.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. So it feels like if you can like surround yourself all day long in creativity, in yoga, like I see you painting. I don't know if you paint, but I see you painting. Anything that feels creative to you, pull that out right now and fill your time with that. Fill your time with yoga and just kind of start those daily practices of releasing, because both of those are releases for you that will help kind of clear a lot of this stuckness that you've been feeling. Any other questions? Anything else?
No, I think we're good.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and close out the records. I'd like to thank the masters, teachers, and loved ones for their love and compassion. I'd like to thank the lords of the Akashic Records for their point of view. And I'd like to thank the Holy Spirit of Light for all knowledge and healing. The records are now closed on men. The records are now closed on men. The records are now closed on men. Oh, and one more thing. I pulled a card for you. It comes from this Divine Feminine deck that I have that I love. And the card is, I can't say her name very well.
Debbie.
Yeah, do you know her?
No.
So I'm going to send you information on her. This is, I have the power to make each moment sacred. Everything is material for my liberation. So I'll send you the card and the write-up, and you can read through it and see what resonates for you. And we'll go from there. I'm going to hit stop on the recording.